The woman, 25, that I, 31, have been casually dating is pregnant and we are keeping it. She expressed that she loves me and wants to be together, but I have doubts. In September of last year, I started casually dating a woman R. We liked hanging out with each other and also slept together. We both didn't want anything serious, so we were both okay with this arrangement. I also dated a couple of other women casually during this time, and she was fine with it, so we weren't in any type of serious relationship. Around the start of December, R found out she was pregnant. She said that I was the father because she hasn't dated anybody since we started dating, but she told me that she understands if I wanted to take a paternity test. As expected, the paternity test determined that I was the father. We both started talking about what we want to do about this pregnancy. I told her that I would love for her to keep our child and that I would support her if she kept it, but I would understand if she didn't want to keep it. She said that she also wanted to keep the child, so we are deciding to go through with the pregnancy. About 2 months ago, R told me that she wasn't doing good financially and her job was getting too hard for her because of the pregnancy. She would possibly even lose her living space and end up homeless. She's going to be the mother of my child, so obviously, I offered to take care of her. I told her that she can move in with me in my house and that she can quit her job and focus on the pregnancy because I'll be taking care of her. So for the past 2 months, we have been living together in my house. When she moved in, I offered her to stay in the guest bedroom, but after a couple of days, she told me she would feel more comfortable sleeping with me in my bed. So we have been sleeping together. And to be honest, living with her has been great. She has been cooking for me every day, so I come home from work to a fresh home-cooked meal. She has also been helping me with cleaning the house. She started doing those things without me asking her. Her and I being together makes the pregnancy experience better for the both of us. I'm able to comfort her when she isn't feeling too well. And I have been to every doctor's appointment with her, so she always feels supported. Me having the ability to take care of her and having her live with me gives me a peace in my mind because I know that she is safe. I also told her that she can even stay in my house after the pregnancy so she can take care of our baby without having to worry about anything else. Overall, the situation has been great for the both of us. Through all this, we didn't really define our relationship. I never initiated anything sexual with her, but she has definitely been more affectionate towards me. She recently expressed to me that she wants to be a couple so that we can raise our child together. She even told me that she loves me. Being together with her sounds great, but I have some doubts. I'm afraid that us getting officially together mid-pregnancy could be a huge strain in our relationship and we will immediately have a child, so there is no easy good times we can form the basis of our relationship on. I'm afraid that if things don't work out between us, we might end up having a worse relationship than if we never got together, and that this could possibly affect the way we take care of the child. To me, whether or not we are together doesn't make any difference in my involvement with the child. I will always be there for my child, take care of my child, and will be the father my child deserves. I want to be together, but I'm afraid of the possible consequences it might have because of the stage we are getting together in. Have some of you ever been in my place and are able to share their experience? Can someone give me advice on how to deal with my doubts and how I can make sure this relationship works out even though we are getting together in such a hard stage without ever having a real serious relationship before pregnancy to form a basis on? I want this to work out and I want the best for our child. Top comments. Here's a comment from Feminine Key. Whether you make it official or not, if you're living together, supporting each other, have a baby on the way, and are affectionate, you're basically in a relationship. Being concerned about timing is a little silly as that ship has already sailed. That being said, it would be ideal if she was in a place that if things did not work out between you two, that she would be able to have somewhere to go and a support system in place. I would start thinking about that, maybe dig deeper with her and find out if that can be worked on in her life. Additionally, to help your doubts, parenting classes together and perhaps some counseling sessions alike be a good idea. It is absolutely possible to build a relationship regardless of what their circumstances are. It can take a lot of work. If things are going well and you reciprocate her feelings, I would advise that it's worth it. But that's your call to make. Whatever avenue you do choose, give it your all, and I wish you the best. Here's a reply from the OP. Thanks for the advice. I want to make clear that no matter what happens between us, I will always make sure her and our baby are okay. I am always going to be taking my responsibility as a man and a father. I will never use my emotions as an excuse to run away from my responsibility as a man. I respect her desire to not work during her pregnancy and after to take care of our child. Those are some great suggestions, and I'll definitely be looking into some of these together with her. Here's another comment from Routine P9538. What happens if she decides she wants to be a stay-at-home mom? How long will you be willing to financially support her? Have you both closed your relationship with others? Here's a reply from the OP. I don't mind her staying at home to take care of our baby. I will gladly provide for the both of them. She hasn't seen anybody else since we initially started casually dating, and I ended all my ongoing relationships when I found out she was pregnant. Next story. Am I the a-hole for calling my sister-in-law cruel for excluding her brother, my husband, from her upcoming wedding? My husband, 32, grew up with one sibling, his sister 28. Their parents separated, and because of that, they drifted apart because each one of them chose one parent to stay with. He had a rocky relationship with sister-in-law growing up as a result, but later got to work out their differences. My husband is a jokester. Sister-in-law complains about being on the receiving end of his pranks and jokes whenever they spend time together. She claimed that because of him, she lost her high school friends, her high school sweetheart, and lots of self-esteem because his pranks wore her down emotionally and mentally. Now they're in a better place, but old habits die hard, and my husband is still the jokester he was years ago. Sister-in-law got engaged 2 months ago and invited my husband and me. Unfortunately, my husband decided it was a good time to pull a prank on her during the party and lied about her fiancé's brother having an accident that night. He was joking, of course, but things got out of hands and the party got cancelled. My sister-in-law yelled at my husband and hasn't been speaking to him ever since. Now her wedding is coming up, but she hasn't yet sent her brother an invite. Seeing him sad and depressed made me call her to ask what the deal was. She bluntly said she wasn't going to send him an invite to her wedding after he ruined her engagement. But I thought that was excessive. First of all, it was a prank, a regular one that he pulls all the time, and she and everyone else reacted over the top. And besides, he already apologized multiple times, and in my opinion, that should be enough for him to be granted some grace and forgiveness. She said sorry, but she wasn't going to take a risk and invite him so he'd ruin her wedding. And besides that, her fiancé does not feel comfortable having him there, and she agreed with him. I was stunned, and I call her cruel because this is her brother, and he never had malicious intentions towards her yet. She keeps getting offended and oversensitive over everything he does. At the end of the day, they're family. She asked that I respect her choice, but I said that this is not okay, seeing how sad her brother is because he doesn't want to miss her wedding. She ended the call after saying she owes no one nothing. I found that real harsh and cruel and felt like she keeps punishing him over something that was in the past. My husband started crying when I told him about it, but there are actually some family members agreeing with her decision and telling me off for defending my husband's horrid attitude. Top comments. Here's a comment from Ashley Chassets. You're the a-hole. That's not something to joke about. I know the mental distress of a person who is the recipient of cruel jokes like that. Your husband is an a-hole for thinking that was a funny joke. You're an a-hole for thinking your sister-in-law is cruel, essentially agreeing with your a-hole husband. You both sound toxic, and I don't blame sister-in-law for cutting you both out. Here's a comment from Anna Carey. You're the a-hole. Your husband's jokes aren't funny. They're cruel. I grew up with someone like that. When his first wife died, he sent balloons and a pony cart to her parents' house on her birthday so they could take little Joanne for a carriage ride, his own late wife. He thought it was hilarious. Her parents not so much. Your husband's cut from the same cloth. No wonder she doesn't want him at the wedding. He's likely to stand up and object and claim she has 3 other husbands.